Hi, I'm County Councilor Randall Ryti, and I'm here to report on the November 28th, 2023 County Council regular session. So we had a relatively short meeting last night, but I just want to cover some topics in depth for y'all. So one was on Randall Canyon. And so Randall Canyon is a land transfer parcel that's been a long-standing parcel dating back to the early 2000s. And so there have been some work done by DOE and NSA to prepare the land for being transferred, and there was a survey of unexploded ordnance. That's one of the issues out there, and also surveys of cultural resources. And there's been an offer from NSA for the county to accept the land with deed restrictions. Deed restrictions are the whole parcel would have no excavation below 6 inches without having a UXO, unexploded ordnance technician available to survey the land before you did the work. And so the county hasn't taken the land with that deed restriction, and so we're still in discussions with NSA on that. And last night was just to give the whole council an update, because it's been an issue, as I said, outstanding. It's something we've been talking about with our federal delegation and so forth for many years now. And so, so what the staff is proposing is maybe look at doing a smaller part of the parcel for transfer with some further survey work done on it to see if there's any issues. And then so what the council suggested was they come back with a more specific plan and timeline for doing that, since it has been such an outstanding issue for so long. So on the consent agenda, we had several items, just they're mostly minutes plus some utilities issues, some important things like getting on-call construction services contracts out. The San Juan Trauma Water Diversion, we let that water get used by an Asakia Association, so things like that. We also had an introduction of the animal code, so it's the main part of the animal code that's been up for comment now for a few weeks. And so we introduced that ordinance as it was written, and there's some comments on that. We did not introduce the ordinance on the wildlife feeding, so what we're going to do is have a discussion about that ordinance at the December 12th meeting, which is when the animal code is scheduled for a public hearing. And so we'll see where council goes after that, whether or not there's a desire to introduce the ordinance with some amendments or to take no action on that one. So that one is pending. Just want to make sure people are aware of that. So also a continuation, we had the Jimenez Mountain grant documents to allow the utilities manager to sign those, and we just extended that another week because we were holding that pending, seeing the agreement with Mountain Capital, the main agreement with Mountain Capital on the water pipeline for the fire mitigation project. And then we had a public hearing and accepting a loan application for a 0.01% interest, a very low interest rate loan for water projects. And one of the other items that was up for council support at this point is what's called the Regional Economic Development Initiative. And so this is one of the main things that council initially funded when we had the Progress and Partnering, which is our regional efforts. And so they came up with a really good plan, I think, for this initial draft. They had lots of meetings with people in Los Alamos County, plus the other 3 counties in the region. So it's Rio Arriba, Santa Fe, and Taos are the other 3 counties, along with Los Alamos. And so they came up with several metrics, things like jobs and income, wage levels in the different counties. And also, here's the things they emphasized. So regional collaboration was one, business development, workforce, climate change and renewables, workforce housing, broadband, funding. And it's going to be going back to the regional partners for additional review and comments, and then the final version will be coming back for council for approval. And then naturally, as indicated, one of the key issues is funding, and so that was one of the topics of discussion, is like what kinds of funding and projects. Right now, there's a lot of opportunities because of things like the Inflation Reduction Act and the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, so looking forward to seeing that. Just a couple things to highlight on the county manager report. So we do have the fire cooperative agreement is being executed. Also, we heard about the Ski Hill, so the fire mitigation projects that we expect to see to council next week. He also mentioned the lead application that SALA has into the county, and that we might be seeing that maybe before the end of the year. We're not sure about the date on that. And then also asked him about the wildlife feeding education. And lastly, just want to highlight that people are aware we have county manager recruiting is in progress. And we announced that there's going to be public meet and greets on December 7th, and then there'll be some closed sessions with council plus some other panels to interview the applicants. And so looking forward to seeing that process getting completed here in the near future. So thanks, all I had. Thank you.